What am I going to do with all these
dollar store hangers?
Help! Wait till you see what I do with them.
Hey besties, let's jump right into our first project with 16 of these hangers. I'm going to take sets of 2 and I'm going to put them like long side to long side and make sure that the little handles are pointing the same direction on each one. I'm going to take my zip ties and I'm going to put one at the top and one at the bottom, and that's going to hold them very securely. I'll repeat this for all of them.
Here we are down on the floor and I could not get this on my desk because it is so big now. These are each just pieces of 2, so let me carefully pull one apart and you will see. Here is the combination of 2 together. They're put together right here and right here with the zip tie. And all I've done is lay them down so that the left one right here overlaps with the right one next to it. And then what I'm going to do is just position these so that these 2 pieces are next to each other, and these 2, the top of the hanger fits within the points of the star next to it. So I've done that all the way around. Now we're going to take the task of connecting them all. I buy my zip ties at the hardware store because it's such a good deal. You get so many in one package, and then they're all different colors as well. So I would like to say, if you're someone who can't get on the floor, I can get on the floor. Getting up is a whole other story. That should be interesting. But if, let's say, mobility-wise, that's just not going to work for you to get on the floor. I would say clear off your kitchen table and do it on there, or any other large surface that you might have. My craft table just is not big enough for this. So we're going to start right here. And I'm not going to tighten them all the way yet. I'm going to get them pretty close. And then I'm going to leave it so I can go around and make some adjustments as we go. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get confused with zip ties. If you look at this little opening right here, one side has 2 places that it looks like they could go in, and one side only has 1. That's the side you want to put it on, the side that only has 1. And you'll know because it'll make that noise, the little zippy noise. I'm just going to go ahead and do this for all of them. We'll come right back when they're all in. All right, so it makes sense to me, if you can see right here. So down towards the bottom of every point, there are these little top of the hangers, and it meets the bottom of the hangers. And if I do this at every single one of these points, I feel like that's going to hold this very stable. So let's give that a try. So look at that. Now it is all one piece. Great. So now I can take my little wire cutters and I'll be able to go around. And just so you know, one side is like deep and it's further apart right here, and the other side is flat and they come together, and that's where the cut happens. So I was trying to make that part be downward where I want it to be cut, because then I don't end up with a little bit of a ledge still that could really be sharp and scratch you. All right, so I just picked 4 spots, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the center. I need to come up with a plan for all of these little ends. Just because I'm so frugal, I'm like trying to figure out what could I make with these. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments, because I've got tons of these and I know it's just trash, but what if it was, you know, something we could maybe make snowflakes out of them? I don't know, just a thought. We can turn it over, and now we can just go around and make sure that all of those wide parts of the zip ties are in the back. So I have turned all of the little pieces of the zip ties to the back that are bulky. And then I've got these little snowflakes from the Dollar Tree. They're actually ornaments. They came 10 in a pack. And then I'm going to put something else here that's very decorative, and I think that's what I'm going to do besides lights. So this is too big for me to bring my glue gun down here. I don't want to get any glue on my rug. So I'm going to do the gluing
Off camera.
All I'm going to do is take off the little hanger. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on it, and I'm just going to find the best spot for it to stay.
Now back to my craft table. I've got this cute little sign on a stick from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use some faux snow and these 3 silver snowflake ornaments with my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint. I'm going to use my staple remover from Amazon and just pull out those staples so I can take off the jute cord. And then I'm going to take off the stickers, and I'm going to heat up the little stick on the back and just loosen that glue. And with my spatula, I'm just going to take it off. I'll sand it all down off camera, and then I'm going to cover both sides and the edges with the white paint. I'm going to lay down some Mod Podge and I'm just going to apply the faux snow all over the front of it. I think that looks beautiful. Now I'm going to hot glue the 3 ornaments on just kind of in a little pattern. And then I've also got this cute little like silver glittery floral piece from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to take off the little pincher thing, cut down the stem, and I'm going to hot glue it right to the center. I'm going to use some chenille stems or pipe cleaners. I'm going to bend them so there's a flat portion and then 2 sides sticking up. And then I'll put some felt over the top of that just to secure them even further. I've added the little stars onto those intersections where the top of the hangers all meet. I'm going to attach the other piece that you saw me create, which is this one. And then I put those pieces on the back per my really good friend Nadia from DIY. With Nadia, her suggestion, this is how she does things for the center of her wreaths, and this is a similar kind of a concept. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it on here and put those pipe cleaners through and then twist them in the back, and that'll hold this very secure. And I'll show you when it's all on there and I get the lights on. This turned out absolutely gorgeous. I can't believe how beautiful it is. I did wrap some fairy lights all the way around all the parts. It took about 5 different strings of fairy lights. I got those on Amazon, and I absolutely love how this turned out. Now, this project took quite a while to do, but look at the end result. I think it's so worth it. I just can't believe this was made out of plastic hangers. Seriously, it's amazing. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. For this next dollar hanger hack, we're going to use 12 hangers and we're going to make an angel. So here are my hangers. I've got some zip ties, and then I've got a wood bamboo round from the Dollar Tree. The first thing I'm going to do is take 2 of the hangers and I'm going to cross them at the bottom corner and make sure that the handles are facing opposite directions. Then I'm going to overlap that very pointed area at the bottom and make sure that it's just sitting nice and flush. And then I'm going to put a zip tie right towards the bottom to make sure that part stays in place. If you are enjoying this video, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Then I'm going to put a dab of hot glue at the top just so that doesn't move while I'm trying to work. And I'm going to snip off the end of my zip tie. I'm going to make 2 of those exactly the same. I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm going to poke some holes in that one corner of each of those, that intersection. It almost looks like a butterfly, doesn't it? These are the angel wings. So I'm going to make a hole on each one, and you can put it through both sides if it's not, coming through real clear. I just poked it a few times until I got a nice hole. Then I'm going to take some white twine and I'm just going to string it through, and I'm going to tie these pieces together. I could have made larger holes and used zip ties. I just decided to use the white twine. I'm going to tie that together and knot it off. Now we'll work on the body of the angel. I'm going to take 2 hangers and lay them like a V kind of. You can see what I'm doing where the ends are together, and then I just tucked the 2 hangers underneath each other, and I'm going to make 2 more holes on each one of those ends, and I'm going to tie that piece together with the white twine. Then I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm going to connect it right in that little section where it kind of indents, because I want to make sure this is going to stay nice and firm. And then I'm going to take a 3rd hanger and I'm just going to overlap the 2 ends with a slight bend. If you look at it from the side, kind of just slightly angles. And I'm going to make the holes, and I'm going to string in the twine and tie that together as well. I'm going to end up making 2 pieces just like this with the 3 hangers. Now I'm going to take each one and I'm going to put them in reverse of each other so that there's an opening in the center. I'm going to make a hole on the bottom ones of each to connect them and put the string through it. And then I'm going to take my hangers at the top where they meet and just kind of crisscross them over. Then I'm going to make some holes at the very top of all this. And I'm going to stick the hot glue gun back through because I want to see how I can line them up. So I want to push it all the way through so it touches the hanger underneath. And that way I can then go and put my holes in exactly the right place. I hope that makes sense. You could do that with a pen or a pencil as well. So there we are. I've got that top piece connected very nicely. So now you can see that's like the neck. It's going up to the head. And I'm going to take my little bamboo ring and I'm going to paint it with the Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint. And once that dries, I'm going to lay this all on the floor again. You can see the wings on the top and then the body of the angel down below. And I'm going to zip tie those two top pieces to the wings, as you can see, where the little point is. And then I'm going to drill some holes where the head goes. And I'm going to use the zip tie. I'm going to make the holes bigger. That's why I'm using a drill, so that I can attach the little hoop as the head. And there it is. Oh my gosh, you guys. I put the lights on it and I think it's gorgeous. It is just so beautiful. I used quite a few lights. I ordered them on Amazon. They come in like 6 in each pack. Very reasonably priced for how many little lights you get. And I love the fairy light look so much. You have to tell me if you like this one and if you would be willing to do this. Again, not as long as the star took to make, but still a good amount of time. For this dollar hanger hack, it only takes 2 hangers, and this is the easiest and quickest of all of them. I'm going to take 2 hangers. I've got these googly eyes from the Dollar Tree and these little wood scraps I had. I've got some ornaments from the Dollar Tree, and these little headbands came in a Michael's grab box, so I just thought I'd use them. I'm going to take my 2 hangers back to back, if you will, with the hangers the same direction pointing up, and then I'm going to angle it across so you see that little section at the top looks like almost like a heart, and I'll overlap the bottom. I'm going to put a zip tie right in between that little heart intersection that I just mentioned. I'm going to keep it loose at first. Then I'm going to add another one just below where one of the hangers is, and then I add one again on the other side. I end up taking that one out because I don't really need an extra one. It just kind of bulks it up. And then I end up putting one at the very bottom, and that's when I realized I didn't really need both sides. I'm going to tighten them so that I'll be able to trim my little zip ties. And this is when I realized I do need one at the bottom because it wants to pull apart there. So I'm just going to get one right down there at the bottom. So there you go. And now it's super secure. I'm going to pull on the side so you can see just how good it's holding. And there are the zip ties I ended up using. I'm going to take one of the bulbs. I'm going to take a shiny one, and I'm going to pull off that little cap at the top. I had to use my snippers to do it, but once I've got it, I'm going to take my snippers and just get rid of that piece that sticks out, that the hanging part was attached to, and then I'll just make sure I can get it as flat as I can. I'm going to use a combination of E6000 and hot glue, and I'm going to attach it right at the bottom, and this is going to be my little reindeer's nose. I don't know if I told you that, but this is Rudolph, and that's going to hold that very securely there. I'm going to take my 2 little oval wood pieces that are scrapped. I'm just putting that there so I have something to attach the eyes to. You could use anything. I just happen to have these in my stash. And I'll put some E6000 and hot glue on those as well. And then I'm going to take my little googly eyes, and because they're bloodshot, I think they're probably for Halloween or something. I'm going to take my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint, and I'm going to paint over all that bloodshot. And Rudolph doesn't have blue eyes that I know of, so I'm going to use my burnt umber paint by Apple Barrel, and I'm just going to cover the center of his eyes. I'm going to use my Noir furniture marker from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to do an outline around. It's basically black. You could use any marker you want. I didn't trust myself to be steady with a paintbrush. On the back side of these little eyes, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut out a hole so that it gives me a little flat surface to attach them. I'm going to go ahead and use the E6000 and the hot glue combination again, and I'm just going to put those right down on that wood, which I also painted white, by the way, and that's going to hold those eyeballs very securely. Now I'm just going to pull off that little felt greenery right off those headbands. It came off super easy, and I'm going to cut off the little bows. And I thought these were just so cute. They already had little snowballs on them and everything. So I'm going to put 2 on each side. I'm just going to hot glue them down and just make them look the way I think looks really cute. Next, I'm going to take that white paint. I'm just going to accent the eyes a little bit. I'm going to make a little curve on each side and then kind of a dot at the bottom. It just gives the eyes kind of like a glistening effect. Next, I'm going to take my fairy lights from Amazon and I'm just going to unravel them. They already come with a battery in, which I love. And I'm just going to hot glue it on the back. I'm going to make sure that it's glued in a secure spot and that the screws are facing up so I can change the battery when I need to. And then I have access to the on and off switch. I wrapped it in fairy lights and that's it. This one is adorable. I hope you would consider making this one because it was so easy. And you're gonna have to let me know what you think down in the comments. I am in love with all of them and I hope that you guys like them too. Please let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite and if you would like to recreate any of them. If you need to, you can always slow down the video if you're trying to remember a part, or you can freeze frame. I absolutely love these. Thank you so much for watching. I want you to know that you are a blessing to me. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to have another one on the screen coming up here. Go ahead and click on that. And if you watch that one next, I will see you there. Bye.